Hey Planty friends, welcome to another new Planty video. Today we're gonna go plant shopping at Lowe's once again. Y'all, they had some really good stuff. They had Hoyas, they had philodendrons, they had ficuses, they had scandapsus, they had really good trending tropicals plants from Costa Farm, and they're on sale todavía. They're still on sale, you guys. So if you want some goodies, some good plants, highly recommend you to go check out your Lowe's. Also, you can, it's always great to check out your local nurseries and plant stores. But today, it's mostly focused on Lowe's because everybody has a Lowe's nearby. A lot of us do. And I believe this discounts that's going on right now, all their plants are really cheap. And yeah, so I just want to go ahead and share that with you, as well as some other new stuff that are pushing out. And I was going to show you guys the Halloween section, but it was getting packed, and I cannot blame them. They have so many cool stuff, but maybe in a different video, I'll go ahead and share that with you if you want to see some Halloween decor and what they have out there. That'll be really fun to go and do. But for now, we're just gonna go and do some plant shopping. So I hope you guys enjoy, and at the end we're gonna do some planty chores. The balcony is getting a lot of light, you guys. It's getting so much light right now, so I'm trying to slowly bring my plant back inside, and I'm looking at this one right now. Y'all, this is a Gisena pothos, and one of the vines has reverted to a jade, but the rest still has really good variegation. The way that I know it's a Gisena and it's not a Mother Queen pothos reverting is because the line in the middle is green. All Gisenas have a green line in the middle. Sometimes they're super duper thin, but sometimes they're pretty loud. That's one of the biggest signs you have a Gisena and not a Mother Queen pothos or a Snow Queen pothos that's reverting, which usually looks pretty much like that. But this was our propagations that we did a couple months back, and now it's a full beautiful plant. And yeah, I'm super excited to slowly bring my collection inside. I'm gonna leave a few, like my fiddly fig and my banana tree, my variegated banana trees, because they do a-okay with some light, direct sunlight, but everything else has to come inside. So if you want to stick around to the end and do some of that with me, that'll be really fun. But if not, I just get straight into the plant shopping. Okay, so we're at the Lowe's. Oh my god, this ficus shiverana is insane. Look at those colors. Oh my gosh. It's only one plant. You can get it cheaper at the Home Depot for like a bushier one for like $5 off, I'm pretty sure. This is 20. I'm pretty confident. But even then, it's a really pretty one. Love. The other $15 at the Home Depot. They have some Pariso Verdes. I'm pretty sure it's a Pariso Verde. Look at that. That is crazy. I mean, these poor guys have gone through some chunks, but this is cool. Look at that. Makes me want to chop it and fix it, to be honest, and put it like on a better moss pole or something. Look at this. This one's really nice too. It's just so sad because they're like really teared up. So they got these cute little airplanes. Look at these. Oh, they're so cute. There's so many too, and everything's so organized. Look at this bird's nest fern. Look at that, $16.98. Cute little cash paw. They got a Brazil. Look, they got some dog toys. That's pretty. And then look at this guy, self-watering. Oh, they got the little wick on it. I mean, it's a cute idea, but I don't know about these Centivarias and these. These are a lot better when they're top watered by the sink. Look at these. Wow. Is that a mini calathea? Do y'all see that? There's a little tiny calathea. Variegated umbrella plant. Cute little turn. Look at this. Oh, just so cute. What are these? Oh, this is the fall collection. $8.98. I like how they have different colors. They got a brown, orangey, tannish, and a beige. And no, these are literally the cutest because this one's a little bit different. Awesome air plants. These little astronauts are cute. Oh, they got little, wow, you guys. This is a really awesome stuff for like if you're giving something to a teacher or like to a family member, you know, like something simple but super duper cute. They got these little wiener dogs. They got a metallic one and a matte one. They got these awesome white butterfly syngoniums rooted in water. Very bougie, very slick. Life Trends. Ooh, $17 though. That's a pretty expensive gift. I like it when I see peace lilies in water because these guys are always so thirsty. It's not even a joke. So someone said no. And the massive green heartleaf philodendron. Look at that. This is one of my favorite locations to come and visit because they have usually some pretty good stuff. I see some Drancinas, also known as Lucky Bamboos. $22.98 for this one. And then there's Spara looking one. $32.98. I like that one a lot more, to be honest. Look at this. This is for $17. Green heartleaf philodendron. Very healthy. Very pretty. We can get a big one for $20.98. I like it because like they used to be $21, but they put it back to $20.98. I think it's pretty selfish to say this, but I wish I can put it back to $19.98, but it's a-okay. This is a really pretty lemon-lime philodendron, and it has a really good coloring. And then they got some Scindapsus. It's been a long time since I've seen a Scindapsus on a cruciform hanging basket. Look at that. $16.98. We're gonna look at the Halloween stuff. You can kind of see it poking through on top. Kind of excited. I see a mini Stoghorn fern, y'all. That one's so cute. Look at this one. Cute. But I feel like they don't like to be in peat moss. I feel like Scindapsus and peat moss, they rot pretty easily. So if anything, I would always go ahead and repot them on something more chunkier because they don't like to stay moist for too long. Every time mine stays moist for too long, it always gets like root rot. Look at this Stoghorn fern. 17. I remember one time there was like a big one and I picked it up and it really just like a bunch of little hairs and it literally almost choked me to death. Look at this one. They got some ivies too. Is that a Frozen Jade Pothos? The rubber foot fern. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I always get like super duper excited. Anicia Frozen Jade Pothos. Look at this one. Oh, it's so lush too and it's so full. They got a bunch of money trees. Look how big it is. $16. They're so pretty. Look at the little bonsais. This is so cute for a teacher. Oh my goodness. If I had a child and he was going to school, I would 1000% send a plant like this to the teacher every single month. This is the cutest thing ever. And then she grows her jungle in the classroom and hopefully it will inspire other kids to get into plants, to find the love in plants, you know? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. This is full, like, so lush. Crazy part is, they are $16. Like, you cannot beat that price. How is that even possible, girl? Like, wow. They got another section on the other side, so like I said, this is my favorite location to come and visit. They always have a good selection. Once in a blue moon, they have like a bad selection. This poor one, I'm gonna hang it. It's not getting any light. They have windows on top, and that's how they get light, to stay happy. See? That's prettier, right? But I kind of blocked out the back one, so I'm gonna push this to the side. Girl, not me moving things around. I don't do this often, so don't get mad at me. I just want to see this one, and I also want to make sure it gets adopted pretty fast because this is like one of the most easiest underrated plants. It is super duper easy to look after. Like, it's not even funny. It is not finicky. It does a-okay. The conditions that you love, she loves it too, you know? And just look at that foliage. How can you not fall in love with the variegation? Like, it's getting me emotional. Yeah. This is beautiful. I see a variegated Cupid peperonia. Oh my god. They got these fiddly figs for $16 as well. It's getting a little bit sad. It's pretty lightweight. This is nice. I like it. What do y'all think? Do you like it? Ooh, I see some lemon lime marantas. Oh, it has spider mites. Oh no. And I try to put it far away from the other one. Does this one have spider mites too? Yeah, my collection has spider. Yes. That is so sad. Marantas are pretty common for that, to be honest. It's pretty sad. Variegated umbrella. It's crazy because this is literally a bush. $5.98. Let me know if you guys see these in your yard or neighbors' yards, because I feel like a lot of people find this in people's yards. I would grow that as an outdoor plant in the shade. Look how big this dark mystery pilea is. Wow. I love the gray shadow or like cast that it has, you know? Those are really cute. They're like the perfect size to combine them if you want to do that. Look at that. It's a perfect planter. They're $10.98 though. Allen and Roth. I don't know if they did it intentionally. I don't know if they collabed with Coastal Farm to do that, but it's pretty genius. And then there's a smaller ones. And they got the same one over here. They do have butt plugs. They do have these plugs, but water doesn't really escape. By the time that it does, the plant already absorbs it. So, ooh. I haven't found this for a long time either. Beautiful caladium. Santa Soma. I see some champs hidden. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's crazy over there, the Halloween stuff. Look at this. Moonlight Scandapsus. They got some Santiverias, $15. Really? Oh, they got a dark one too. This is a good deal, and it has a lot of little babies coming to the side. You can separate them and give one to a family member or to a friend. You got little tiny fiddles, rubber peperonias, more Sansevieras. Our mother's-in-law tongue. I think it's called like a bird's nest Sansevieria. Correct me if I'm wrong. Look at that big spider. Beautiful ZZ. I love this planter. They got this crocodile burst nest ferns. For some reason, I have mine and it's still alive. I can never keep these alive. I have no idea why. They're so pretty. It's one of my favorite burst nest ferns, but they just die. Even if I pot them, I bottom water them, I give them a lot of light. They just don't like me. I don't know why. Everything was just fine. I mean, these don't look good either. They're kind of like slowly dying off. I'll never get any luck, but you can probably get that on markdown, to be honest. Here's another one. I just love the leaves. It's like literally a crocodile. Like a reptile. Isn't that crazy? That's pretty cool. I think so. More the ficus Shirena that we started, the alocasia poly, Sobi, Hamalinea. Mine's blooming, so this is a bloomer for sure. Pretty. This one actually has a price tag. So $20. Okay. River Tree, Calathea Freddy. They got some Scindapsus. Look at this one. I think it's called an Exotica, I'm pretty sure. $17. That one's nice. Look at those planters. I think it's an Exotica. I'm pretty sure it's an Exotica. I'm not quite sure though. And then they got some Syngoniums. Oh, I love this planter. They got some asparagus ferns, but they don't look that good. Just pretty sad. Look at this one. I feel like they want to get repotted, to be honest. I'm not quite sure. It's a little hard when you're doing it with one hand, bro. There you go. They have another one. This one looks a little bit better. You know, it's not a bad size. Leon, they got a lot on this side. That's a Hoya Chelsea. Oh my goodness. But where's the Hoya Compacta though? That's the one that I'm looking for. Look at this one. And a lot of you guys, they have some pretty good plants on this location. I know some of you have been looking for a Hoya Chelsea. I love the little dents on the leaves. And this is nice. This one's pretty too. I have the pink version, but they do bloom. Look, it has flowers already. They do bloom pretty easily. It's so nice. And then they got a begonia. It's labeled as radicus and then it's blooming. The back of the leaves are pretty cool too. They got a blue star fern, right? Doesn't have a tag, but I'm pretty sure it's a blue star fern. Nice. I see a teddy bear vine. Yeah. It's so pretty. And then I see a silver band Maranta. 25. And then a red Maranta. Look at that. It's just missing the green version. Look at this one. I'm pretty sure it's an Exotica. I'm pretty sure. Okay, they got the little tiny plants too. Look at this one, the purple waffle plant. I'm gonna have to get one of these. This is such a Halloween plant. Like the green, the dark green and the dark purple. Oh, it's pretty. And then they have this one. Aurelia isn't pretty. Oh no, false Aurelia. Looks so fluffy. And then some begonias. $5.98. I see some maidenhair ferns. This is like the same tray. And then I see a Pilea. Look at that. Pan Am. I never sticks to me that name. I see a fluffy ruffle fern. Then I see like tiny little ficuses. Look at this little baby. It's really thirsty, which is so sad. It's already dropping its leaves. I'm pretty sure these are They used to be $13.98, now they're $14.98. But look at this calathea. I feel like it's called Dottie. And then they just have a lot of ficuses and calatheas. Oh, look at this. Y'all, I am so sad. These literally have spider mites. You can see the little dots. What a shame. That's a really, really good size. Golden Goddess philodendrons. Wow. They have a little bit of everything. I love it. Look at these little terrariums. Oh my goodness. I've seen that they're starting to push out the carnivorous plants. I saw like a picture plant on their Instagram. So I'm super duper excited to see if they're gonna push through or not. Can't really tell what's in it. I see like a little begonia. These are $75. Has little rocks, Dieffenbachia, a baby little calathea. Not quite sure what that is. Okay. And then these, it's just pretty cool. I feel like you gotta miss it though, right? $45. This is like a gift to give, girl. Unless you're like in a different tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? Look at this Scandapsus exotica. It is insane. $25, y'all. I really want to go to the Halloween section. Oh my gosh, so as a kid. I try to be really, really careful whenever I film in public because it's pretty iffy. You know? People just pass by. And I do not want to get yelled at. Look at this greenhouse. It looks so full. That looks good. I didn't even show you guys the plants on top. I see a philodendron and then a ficus Freddy. I could be wrong. Some ZZs, Zanzi. Oh my. The tiniest little money tree braided. Look at that. And it's just a little baby. I see a Birkin. I have noticed they're starting to push out pink Birkins. I'm probably a little bit late, but did you know that there's like a pink Birkin? Instead of white, it's like a pink. So that's really exciting. Beautiful red Siam aglaonema, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and this is basically this entire side. I'm probably gonna have to go to the other side. This is still insane. I didn't even show you the price today. Okay, they're $30. So if it's 50% off, you can get it for $15, which is still really, really cheap. 30 bucks is cheap. This is a really, really pretty Sansevieria. Some ponytail palms. Okay, I think we can go to the other side. I'm not quite sure. We got a bunch of money trees. These are 36. Oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. This is huge. It's like a different... You'll see that? And then look at this one too. Yep. They got some bromeliads, orchids. I see some massive. Oh my gosh. 25 for this rattlesnake calathea. That's a really, really good deal. And then this peacock calathea. Look at that.
Can we get down to your water so we can go to the bathroom?
This is also 25. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, these are also $25. I feel like if I take it home, it's gonna get spider mites because I currently have like a spider mite infestation right now, which is pretty bad inside. And do y'all see how velvet it looks? That is so pretty. Look at that. And then they have some monsteras. I just don't see no sports corrugation though. Look at those new leaves. Okay. Wow, look at this begonia. That's crazy looking. $5.98. Okay. Oh, look at this. Is this a dogtail cactus? I don't have any. Oh, here's a tag. Oh, look. Cruciforme cactus. I've never seen that. Like, they're pretty cool. Green hardy philodendron, staghorn fern, rainbow moss. Wow. I was gonna show you guys the Halloween stuff, but it's getting really, really busy there, so I'm probably gonna do it on a different video. But yeah, because like I don't want to get too much in the crowd. Some carnivorous plants and orchids, vanda orchids and cattleya orchids. Another massive vanda orchid. Oh, this is sad. Poor little guy. A lot of monsteras. And they have some golden crocodiles. Look at this. Yeah, I already got mine, and I think they're still on sale. Yeah, they're only $14.98. And these philodendron tortoise. Looks good. They're super big. Mine is like super duper tiny still. They're super heavy though. I feel like they're overwatered. That's insane though. The calatheas. The Bragadivinga fires. The feather leaf calathea. There's 16. But look at this. Oh my gosh. I'm so tempted. The thing is, where am I gonna put it though? You know? You can always find a spot, but where can I put it that's gonna be safe? And it's crazy how they're all 25. This is a massive. I already have a Pico Calathea and they get pretty big pretty fast. But this is so nice. And they're super clean. They don't have any pests. I think this one's called Zebriana. Look at that, $25. 25. So impressive. It's impressive. Alrighty, I think that's basically all the plants that they have, you guys. I was gonna show y'all the Halloween decor, but it's lock and loaded. I don't know, girl. I'm too shy to go to that side. They have some pretty ivies. Okay, let me see if they have any plants on clearance outside. Alrighty, you guys. So that was really, really fun. Like I said, I wanted to go and take you guys to the Halloween section because I just want to get in the vibes of Halloween. I'm not a big Halloween person, but my boyfriend got me into it. The reason why I enjoy it so much is because it gives me like fall vibes. And I am such a fall baby. Like, I'm actually a winter baby, but my bones start aching, girl, when it's cold. Like, I don't know about y'all. Like, I'm getting to that point right now. I'm probably like malnourished, or like there's some deficiencies that I have. My bones do be aching when it rains, girl, and also when it is extremely cold. It's not really that enjoyable. I gotta wear some socks. And then the springtime is fun too, but there's a lot of creepy crawlies and I'm not really into that, which is kind of funny because I'm into houseplants. That doesn't mean I have to fall in love with bugs. I love and respect bugs, but at a respectful distance. I cannot deal with that. I just can't. And then on top of that, it could be really mosquitoes. it can be humid, it can just be nasty. And then summer is fun too, but the heat is brutal, and the phone just be heating up and shutting down. My phone actually shut down. I was gonna show you at first at Home Depot, but I'm gonna do it later on because I was having some technical difficulties. Home Depot has their plants in a greenhouse, and like Lowe's has it inside, and they do a-okay. The only thing is it gets really hot in there. They do have the fans, but my phone overheats really crazy, so it wasn't letting me film anymore. So that's pretty sad. But yeah, plant shopping isn't really fun when it's really hot outside. Personally, I don't really enjoy it because I be sweating in places that I don't like to sweat at. Now, then there's fall. I love fall. Pumpkin spice, everything nice. I love me some good pumpkin spice. I love Thanksgiving. Are you kidding? A feast? Stuffing, by the way, let me know if you like sweet stuffing or salty stuffing. I'm really curious. I hate more for you, girl. I hate sweet stuffing. If you dare to put raisins in my stuffing, I'm gonna throw it at you. Like, I like savory. I like salty because I'm a salty bitch. No, I love salty food, and I love salty stuffing, like some good like turkey flavor. My stuffing should not be a dessert. It should be a side dish for me. It should be salty, so I usually make it myself, but usually we make two different kinds. But let me know if you like sweet stuffing or salty stuffing. I can do sweet stuffing, but it gets to the point that it becomes like a dessert. We have pumpkin pie for dessert, babes. You know, we have pies for dessert. We don't need that. We don't need more than that. So yeah, let me know if you guys like sweet or salty. I'm a salty. But yeah, and it's just fall. It's just that, girl. Like, the air is crispy. It's giving Twilight. I only saw like one movie because my boyfriend wants me to see the rest of them, but I just can't watch the rest because it's a lot of, I can't do that. Like, I can to some extent, but girl, it was a lot. And then it was just too much drama. I like drama, but like too much of it gives me headaches. So I just couldn't. No, I just couldn't. But fall does give off So also really caffeine that we haven't noticed. But I love fall. The air is crispy. It's comfortable. It's just perfect. It's like caldo weather. I like pozole and Thanksgiving, and then the oranges from like the fall decor to even the trees, the colors, the warmth, the aesthetic, the desserts, the food, the vibes, the gatherings. I love fall, and I wasn't a fall baby. I was literally a spring, and then I was a winter, but I just can't do those girls anymore. So now I am a fall girly. So we're gonna slowly bring some plants from the balcony inside. I'm doing it really slowly. There are stages that we go through with this because I would hate to see a bug crawling out of it. I have a history. If I see a spider coming out of my plant, I throw it away. Like, I don't really throw it away, but the way that I handle it is way too aggressive. Like, I'd be throwing the plant around until the spider comes out. I'll be using the vacuum and everything. I just can't. I can't. I know spiders are beneficial. I just can't. I'm sorry. Like, I literally cannot. So, really doing this slowly but surely. And the sun is being fast. The light's coming in way too quickly. You know how the sun changes, right? So it goes like this, right? Okay, now in the summertime and the springtime, it's like that. You know, it's like that. But in the fall and the wintertime, it changes like that. Like, the angle changes from the sun, right? All right, yeah. So light's pouring in, and I have a south-facing balcony, so that's not good. So we're gonna go and bring some plants inside, and then the plants that we have treated, they're gonna finally join the plants inside. So yeah, that's enough blabbering. Let's just get straight into it. I am not quite sure when to put this Monsteros Bacana. By the way, we did it by Propagations, so that's really exciting. I just don't know where to put it. I think we can put it over here on the bottom. And I'm supposed to be watering them. This already got sprayed and treated. And it was also in quarantine. It looks pretty good for me, and it should be fine. You can kind of see, because it wasn't getting any light. This is what happens when your plants get overwatered. And we did a lot of stuff with it. So it's gonna chill now. Okay, and now we have this brandy. And again, a lot of time with Propagations, we're gonna put it actually right there. That's perfectly fine. And then this is my Limelight Maranta. Sorry, light vein. It's a light vein. And I want it to get more light. I want it to fix because it's not looking the best. So we're gonna squeeze it over here. And that looks pretty bad. But this is also blooming. Oh, look at that. I think the first stage it can receive, and then the second stage it produces pollen. This one has produced pollen for me, and I'm debating on collecting it so I can pollinate the other one when it becomes a receiver. You see that? I saw some videos, so I gotta collect that before it's too late. Yeah. The green heartleaf philodendron, it's a common, beautiful plant, but I got some of our propagations, you guys. So I'm super duper happy. I'm gonna put it over here because I can do okay in the kitchen. And I want to keep a close eye on it too. And then this is the chance, which is really, really exciting. Again, a lot of our propagations, and I'm just scattering them where I can put them, where they're gonna get light. That's the number one thing for me. These plants need a source of light to do okay. Look at this peperonia. The flowers. Crazy peacock. Yeah, y'all saw that right at the Lowe's? The massive peacock calathea. Yeah, mine's pretty big. The only thing is, it does release sap. It gets like this sweet stuff out of it. I heard that it doesn't when it's stressed, but it could be from underwater. I do tend to underwater her a little bit. And then this is my Wendy Land, or they call it black velvet syngonium. She's pretty big, right? I'm gonna let it chop her down. Alrighty, so I got the plants. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show them to you. I also got my favorite drink because just for fun vibes. By the way, if you watched after the plant shopping, thank you. I really do appreciate you guys a lot. Us YouTubers, I hate saying that, but it's true. Like, we do appreciate, like, my goal is to keep you entertained, and I try to give off information a lot, but a lot of you guys are experts already. So a lot of you know more things than I do, and I'm just like, what can I tell you that like you don't know? Because like a lot of y'all, you know, you have a lot of experience and wisdoms. So I got the plants from the balcony already, the ones that we're gonna introduce, and I'm looking at them right now. They're all propagations again. Y'all, I just love propagating my plants, and it's a really, really fun process when it works. When it doesn't, it is extremely stressful. Looking at my Bread Marks flame, because we chopped her a while back to fix it, but it still hasn't sprouted. Because it wasn't giving the fenestrations that, you know, the Bread Marks flame is supposed to do. And some of y'all told me, see, I told you guys a really good experience, that it needed more light. And the thing is, I thought it was getting enough light. I gave it a Soltic grow light, and it was not enough. So I'm using a Santee grow light. They are extremely bright, and I have it really, 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 really on it. Like, we're talking about like a feet from distance. I don't want to burn off the growth, but at the same time, I want to make sure the plant gets enough light so it can give off those amazing, beautiful fenestrations. I'm just not sure if it's going to do that for me, but we're just going to see. It's just a matter of time. So, like I said, I got 4 plants, and I'm going to show them to you because that's what I like to do. I like to show you which ones I picked out and go from there. And then we rinse them really good in the tub, rinse them, just removing any dust, dirt on the leaves, and any bugs or anything that's in there. And then we spray. Well, I like to let it dry out for like an hour, and then I spray with some neem oil because it gives it a nice protective layer. Yeah, that's what I do. Okay, I guess we're gonna start with this one. This is my Sun Terrorize. So the funny thing about this one, it had aphids a couple months back, and what I did, I just sprayed it like crazy. And aphids are really easy to identify, by the way. You can see them crawling. I have not seen them for weeks already, and I think they're gone. But she is pretty dirty. She's been knocked over a lot on the balcony because she is really top heavy. This is my Sun Terrorize, like I said. It has beautiful variegation, and I do love the leaves. Sometimes it gets a lot of light and it just does this, but there's still a hint of variegation, and you can see the new leaf having a little bit more. The only thing is, by the way, I am filming now in 4K. I know, whatever. But the reason why is because I show you guys a lot of the plants, and I feel like it's pretty important to make sure you guys can see the detail from the big box or plant shoppings, or just plant shopping in general, and also like little planty hauls whenever I show you a plant. Someone did said it wasn't working on her phone or something like that, like she has to put it on the TV. I don't think there's any issues because a lot of people post on 4K, but I did mess with the settings on the video, so I don't know. Y'all let me know. As I edit through the content, I can't really tell a difference from 1080p to 4K unless you really zoom in. Don't zoom in. But like, unless it's on a plant, right? So just a little FYI on that. But yes, my sunrise, really, really pretty. This is a cutting. This was a top cutting, and I'm gonna show you the mother plant. She did had medybugs, but we rinsed her a couple of days back. So here it is. This is the mother, and she was on a grow light, and you can literally see it was just putting out that. I believe the golden goddess philodendron comes from the sun tyrise philodendron. They just stabilized it. I honestly prefer the sun tyrise. I actually do love both, but you know me, I like variegation. So what I do, I just put in a lower spot to trigger it to give me more variegation. So when I placed her, because this was the leaf that I decided, this is her newest leaf from like a week ago, and I don't see anything in there. So I decided to put it more away from the grow light because it was on the shelves, and I have these birria, I call them birria, grow lights. They're really, really good-ish. It was getting really, really close as it grows, and that's why it's doing this. But now I have it on the side. It gets some of the upper head grow light that I have in here. It's getting some light, so it can be happy and, you know, do a plant needs light, but not so close that it's just gonna keep doing this, because I don't want a golden goddess. I want a sun tyrise. But if it does stick to that, then I wouldn't mind a sun tyrise. I mean, a golden goddess, I think it's beautiful, but I paid a lot of money for my sun tyrise on Facebook Marketplace. It was like $35, which is not really a lot, but I got it as a little baby. So, you know, a lot of joy for me growing it. And then, good thing I made a backup, because you never know with plants. I believe if you can and if you want to, it is pretty good to go ahead and make I call it plant insurance. A lot of people do. You just make a clone or a copy of the plant that you love. If you only have one of them, it's always good to have two, because you never know if it's gonna get root rot, or if it'll get pests, or just revert, or sometimes, you know, plants are gonna be plants, and sometimes they can be unpredictable and things happen. And worst case scenario is that you don't have a backup and you lost it. You gotta like get a new one or stuff like that. So it's always good. And then when you do chop it, it makes the plant more bushier. So it's just a win-win for me. But this is a beautiful one. The thing is, I can see me chopping it down the line. It has this, and I did notice that when you chop it, it produces side shoots. So I would like a nice bushy. I think it would look so beautiful, like a lot of foliage of like this, but it will take some time and a lot of chopping. So that's what I love. I can see myself throughout this hobby, because I'm getting to the point that I'm like, some plants are starting to mature very fast, and they're not as like when they were when I bought them, which is that's how it's supposed to be. But sometimes they just don't fit the aesthetic where they're at right now. So I gotta like keep changing it and moving it from a plant getting too big or getting too complicated, because I need something to climb on, and I don't have that many things I can climb on. So chopping it, I just see doing that because it just makes it more fuller, and I love a nice bushy full plant. So that's how I see myself doing with a lot of these plants that are just getting way too out of whack or way too crazy, right? Next one is going to be this Gisena. You're gonna see a lot of Gisenas. That's the one that I propagated. This is another one that I propagated. They do 10. Sometimes they just revert. This was the last leaf on this vine that was this beautiful Gisena, and then it just started putting out green. Oh, actually, look, it was all green, but it just put out this new leaf, and you can see some variegation. So sometimes it comes back, but it's a Gisena. I know because of the green line in the middle, and because when I bought it, it's a Gisena. You can see how I got some burnt from the sun. Some of these are getting actual sunlight, which is not the best. And then I do underwater her sometimes from the balcony, because plants dry out so fast and they just get stressed out. But now it's inside and it should be a-okay. So yeah, I love Gisenas. And like I said, I don't like having duplicates of too many plants, because I see myself getting close to burnout with some of that. Like, I can see a risk of that. But when it's my favorite plant, or if it's such an easy plant, then I'm okay with. And Gisenas are really an easy plant to propagate and to maintain, from pests to making it grow in my environment. And I don't mind having Gisena pothos scattered. They give off a very tropical vibe that I'm really into. my plants to give off in my home for the aesthetic. And like I said, they're really easy. They're not that finicky. Like an anthurium. Some anthuriums are really easy, but some of them require to stay moist all the time and extremely high humidity. So, but anthuriums are so cool. They're so cool. I have quite an amount and I love them. I really do. But yeah. So here is also another one that I propagated. This is my silver splash. Look at that! The amount of times that I have killed a silver splash Scindapsus, you guys, is literally insane. I finally got the hang of it. I kind of let them dry out, I'm not gonna lie with you. And they just do a-okay. They also do like to feel something in them, like against a wall. I've noticed that in a lot of lights. I have another, so this is my silver splash Scindapsus that I propagated. I'm gonna show you this other one that I have as well. And I keep staring at it. All of them are by node propagations, by leaf cuttings. And look how big it gets. Beautiful big old leaves. I could give it away or sell it, but I'm just so attached to it. I don't want to. But I can see myself. I don't know. Scindapsus are beautiful. They are pretty easy, but I can see, I don't know. They can be kind of finicky sometimes. If you don't give it what it wants, which is light. And I only have so much of that, so. But it's such a cool plant, and yeah. I have quite a ton of Scindapsus, silver splash Scindapsus, so I gotta be careful with that. But like I said, I like to be pretty careful with the watering with them. They tend to like to dry out a little bit. This is my silvery and Scindapsus. It lost some leaves, but you can see such cool variegation. They can get pretty wonky like that. Crazy guy. But it's again, Scindapsus are really, really cool. I will see myself propagating this one, and you can even make this as a wet stick. It doesn't have a leaf, it has a node, and it will, if you put in sphagnum moss, which is what I prefer, it would grow into a full plant. So, but not right now. I usually like to propagate in sphagnum moss during the winter time because it's just easier, and you can't really propagate plants outside when it's cold, right, and it's dry. So a nice container with sphagnum moss. If you want to go even special, you can use a heat mat, which helps tremendously if the place is not that warm, and it just speeds up the propagations because plants need warmth. They thrive with that, right? So yeah, and then last but not least that I propagated and I'm bringing it inside is my Epiparium albo. That name for some reason doesn't stick in my brain. I don't know why. I usually forget her name, but I guess because it looks pretty similar to the Baltic blue, but it's just variegated. And yeah, it's this one. I actually have made a lot of these from propagations, but this is one that really doesn't like to dry out. A lot of them have failed. They have rooted and become into plants, but I've lost them because they dried out way too fast on the balcony. But this one was always in the shadows and it was staying moist. Hasn't grown as much, but it does have a lot of new shoots. And even though it didn't grow like the other ones and they already shriveled and dried up, because we're getting in the hundreds now here in San Antonio, Texas. It was pretty nice, but now it's getting really hot. So yeah, this one was in the shadows, and obviously if it's not getting a lot of light, it takes longer to dry out a little bit compared to like when it's on a very bright and direct light. And yeah, it's still alive. So it's nice that I have one. I do have a mother plant, and I believe she's behind me. This, oh, hello, I just hit the box. This one. So you can't really see that much, but it was actually from one plant, and it came from a plant that I got on a plant shop, and I had 3 plants in one. I had a Pearls and Jade, and then I had a Albo Sanguinium, which has fully reverted, but I actually kept the Sanguinium because it looks really, really nice. I think we might introduce that down the line because it's hanging on the ceiling in the balcony, and I just like the way it looks. And then it was this one, the Alba Piparium. It's not really from Costa Farm, even though they sell it at the Lowe's. I got it from them, and it propagates pretty easily, honestly, just straight in soil. Well, when optimal conditions where it's warm and humid and bright and direct light. And yeah, it grows pretty fast. And also from chopping it a lot, it came from one vine and now has multiple vines, starting to look like an octopus. But I want a nice bushy plant like this beautiful Limaline philodendron that I love and adore. That one's pretty tricky to propagate for me. I don't put it in soil, even in optimal conditions. I've noticed that it does better in sphagnum moss. I let it root really good in there, and then I transfer it to soil. I won't have the best luck propagating it in soil strictly, and then even when I give it humidity and warmth, it doesn't really do the best. But the Alba Piparium is pretty chill. So those are the 4 plants that I bought inside now, and we're gonna rinse them, like I said, really good, and then spray them with some neem oil solution that I have, and let them chill for a little bit, have them quarantine in the restroom for a day or 2 until I can find anything coming out of it or inspecting the foliage. And if it looks pretty good and I feel pretty confident, then I'll introduce it to the collection. So yeah, that's the planty section of this video. Alrighty, plenty friends, that is basically it for today. At the end, I know it might seem, even when I was rinsing it with the plants, it was pretty aggressive. That's how I am with the plants whenever I'm trying to get rid of any pest. I might lose 1 or 2 leaves, but I know for sure that the entire foliage is being rinsed thoroughly. And yeah, my plants are perfectly fine. They're very tough. They're resilient. Plants are really resilient. And then I also, after recording, because it's kind of difficult when I'm holding it and then doing it, so I still do a little bit more with the different settings, making sure I'm getting in the bottom of the leaves, which is really important. As well, when I was spraying the neem oil, I was making sure that I sprayed the bottom of the foliage as well. So I just showed you guys, I just recorded to show you like the process, but after that I do get in there, really in there, to make sure that I can make, you know, you just don't want any pest, even though bugs are amazing creatures. Some of them, I just don't want them inside of my home. And okay, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this very long chill. I hope it was chill and relaxing. Do let me know if you guys enjoy it. Give it a big thumbs up to let me know. That lets me know you guys want to see more of these kind of videos, or a thumbs down if you don't want to see any more of it. That's what it's for. And I do look into that every now and then to make sure that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. I love sharing my planty stuff with y'all, and also getting personal with you. It's like my planty best friend, and showing you guys the progress of all of the plants. But at the end of the day, it's if you want to see that, right? So do let me know if you like it or not. And yeah, something positive right to each and every single one of y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.